Okay, so before we get more into kind of what happened, can I first get your name and how I spell it?
Yeah, my name is Priscilla, Priscilla. Last name is Cochran Navarra. C as in Charles, Ochran dash N as in Nancy, A V as in Victor, ARRA.
And are you from Sacramento or were you visiting the
Yeah, I'm here
town?
from Sacramento. Yeah, I've lived here most of my life and I work here as well.
So can I assume were you driving home or something when this happened, or walk me through what happened?
Yeah, I was actually driving home from work. I work with Sacramento County Child Protective Services, and I was just leaving work to head back to the office, and it literally happened, maybe 20 feet from me. A helicopter just falls from the sky. You don't really expect to see that. Again, it's something you only see, in movies and television shows, and it happened right in front of me.
Yeah, and I've seen some video of it, but it's been very shaky, kind of not getting the full picture. So from your perspective, did you see the helicopter kind of coming down at all, or was it just all of a
Yeah,
sudden?
I did. I was heading eastbound on Highway 50, and in my peripheral, I'm going forward, but I can kind of see it coming in from the side, and it just seemed like it kept getting lower and lower. And I'm telling myself mentally, like it's too low, it's too low. So I start to brake, and next thing I know, it's literally plummeting to the ground.
And at what point, how fast was this all happening to where you got involved and were helping kind of lift off the helicopter?
I mean, in some instances, it feels like it happened so quickly, but I mean, in other instances, it feels like it would happened in slow motion. I mean, as soon as the helicopter went down, I got out immediately. I was, I think, the first one to approach the helicopter, and at that point, I didn't know there were three victims because I could only see three bodies, and I didn't know if they were deceased or not at that point. So I'm yelling. I was like, "Are you alive? Are you alive?" And then one of the passengers, the one who subsequently ended up being pinned, moved her leg a little bit so I could see that she was alive. So I screamed like, "She's alive! She's alive!" The fire department came and said whatever they needed to say, and I was laying with her down on the ground, trying to comfort her and telling her, you're okay. We're going to get you out of here. You have to stay still because the helicopter was kind of pinned on her shoulders and her neck. So she was trying to move, like flail her feet around to try to move out. And I'm trying to hold her as still as I can, just trying to tell her, I just kept telling her, you're alive, you're alive. Um, you're not alone. Just to make sure she knew she wasn't by herself.
How did that feel, or what were you thinking in your mind as you were this right there in this kind of tragedy in the making?
Well, I couldn't imagine what she was feeling. I mean, I can't imagine, can only imagine how scared she must have been. And, if she's anything like me, her thoughts were probably, I don't know. I don't even know her name still. I don't know her name. I don't know if she has a family, but I was thinking if she did, she was probably thinking of her family. Maybe she has kids, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she has a partner or a dog. And I was just thinking about all those things. Like, she was probably thinking of those things, wondering if she was going to make it out to see all of them again. And I just knew that I had to do something, anything.
Do you remember, so was it that everyone just kind of lifted and then the person underneath was dragged out, or how did
Yeah.
that go?
So at one point there was probably only five of us, and we tried to lift, and we couldn't lift it. It was too heavy. So I started screaming to the people. I said, "Help us! Help us!" And then a bunch of more people came running towards the helicopter. And then I think it was the fire department says like, "Okay, guys, on three lifts." So we said one, two, three. So we all lifted, and I assume it was the fire department officer tried to pull her out, but she was stuck. And maybe it was their seatbelt that wouldn't allow her to go any further. So he said, we're losing it. It was just so heavy. And he's like, hold it, guys. We got to cut her out. So I don't know if he had something to cut her out, or someone had a knife to cut her out, but they were able to I guess, cut her seatbelt off. And then I didn't see it because I'm trying to hold up. We hear that someone, the passenger, being taken out from underneath the plane, and then we just let the aircraft down.
And obviously, I think they're all three are still in critical condition. They're in the hospital. We haven't really heard any updates today around them, but how does that feel that, I mean, obviously she could have died if she was left under there without people like yourself intervening. And how does that feel to have that hand in that?
There are just so many emotions going through me. I mean, you always hear, are you a fight or a flight? And I guess I really never knew that I was a fight. I would just hope that if the situation were reversed and I was in a situation where I needed help, people would come forward and not be hesitant to help someone else, possibly survive, or because at that point we didn't know the extent of her injuries. We just knew that she was there and she couldn't stay there. She needed to get out, and it would have taken too long for them to get the right equipment to get her out. So, I mean, I feel so many things today. I feel like very emotional. I keep thinking about it, and I keep thinking about her screams, and that's going to play over and over in my mind. Again, somewhere down the line when she's well on her way, on a road to recovery, I would love to, sit with her and just tell her how incredibly happy I am that she's, as good as can be. Um, but I was happy I was there to help in any small way I could help.
Well, thank you so much, Priscilla. I think that's all the questions I had around it. Is there anything else you feel is important to mention? Anything that stuck out to you that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think it was just important to know that so many people came forward. So thank you for reaching out to me.
And thank you, Priscilla. I mean, thank you for doing what you did, and thank you for taking some time this afternoon.
All right. Thank you.
All right, have a good one.